is Monday, the 22nd day of August 2022. This is LAW 103.9 FM, and we are on the Power Corridor Cruise. Power Corridor is a non-partisan platform for discussions aimed at gaining clarity, balance, and setting the right agenda for societal change. To join the conversation live or catch up on previous episodes, follow and watch live on Facebook at www.facebook.com/LawFMradio, www.facebook.com/LawFMradio. Instagram handle is at Law FM Radio. Twitter handle is at Law FM_radio. My personal Twitter handle is at Gbola Oba. My Facebook page is www.facebook.com/Gbola.Oba, www.facebook.com/Gbola Oba. You can listen live on our website from anywhere in the world on www.lawfmng.com. The studio number, when you're ready to call in, the studio numbers are 070-322-77338, 070-322-77338, or 090-9555-1039, 090-9555-1039. The Nigerian proverb today is, what the child says he has heard at home. Whatever the child says he has heard at home. The summary analysis of some major news headlines today are as follows. Mob action against alleged or suspected Bishop Plumber who allegedly impersonated as one of the clerics at Shetima's unveiling, condemned. I just wonder why partisanship is now getting defined with violence and utter disrespect for other people's rights, be it on social media platforms, be it in natural or physical environment. I wonder why people would want to inflict physical abuse. Indeed, emotional abuse, as it is often done now online, on people because they disagree with you on political matters. Politics, after all, this is just a silly season that comes to us once in every 4 years. You would have to live with these people subsequent to the elections, and you know what? It doesn't have to be this dirty. Make your points if you have points to make. Disagree with people by engaging them on the battle of ideas, but to be visiting and inflicting physical injury or harm on people is despicable, utterly despicable. PDP BOT chair, PDP Board of Trustee chair, Senator Walid Jibril accepts that it is unjust for presidential candidate and national chair to come from the north. PDP Board of Trustee Chair Senator Walid Jibril accepts that it is unjust for presidential candidate and national chair to come from the north. I dare speak no more. Injustice in any coloration is injustice. Unfairness in any coloration is unfairness. Be it the fact that the chair of the BOT of PDP or the presidential candidate or the chairman of the party, the chairperson of the party, all come from the north. If we say that is untoward, we should have the courage of character to also say that the Muslim ticket is untoward. However, politics is a game of power grabbing. Sometimes the players don't quite honor the kind of finesse that we give to life. Stranded fund foreign airlines withdrawal to cost Nigeria $1.36 billion. Stranded fund foreign airlines withdrawal to cost Nigeria $1.36 billion. Major international airlines flying into Nigeria as at July stated that they were being owed 460 something million US dollars that they could not repatriate from Nigeria because of the scarcity of foreign exchange by the central bank. Many of them have given Nigeria up until December to do what Emirates has done already. Emirates has withdrawn service to Nigeria. It is, however, said by experts that if these foreign airlines were to withdraw their services, to reinstate services again, Nigeria would have to undertake some administrative rituals within the global aviation industry before services could be restored, and those rituals may cost Nigeria up to $1.36 billion US dollars. We go on a commercial break now. When we come back, we do an introduction of our guest, who is the official spokesperson or the publicity secretary of PDP Lagos State. Looking forward to engaging with you.
The passion to be creative, innovative, to climb higher and take the lead is what drives us on the station that inspires. This is LAW FM103.9 for knowledge and entertainment.
Let's talk about society, family, lifestyle, court cases, legal matters in the layman's perspective. This is LAW FM 103.9 for knowledge and entertainment.
Every individual should know about the law and their rights, because the law affects every aspect of daily living, irrespective of age or status. LAW FM 103.9 ensures you get to hear the law, talk the law, and know your rights like never before. I am Khadija Okunulamidi. Keep listening to LAW FM.
Talk the law. Enjoy entertainment.
Power Corridor on LAW FM 103.9.
Welcome back to Power Corridor on LAW FM 103.9 FM. The platforms to engage with us online are as follows: facebook.com/LawFM Radio, www.facebook.com/LawFM Radio. We streaming live there. Instagram, the handle is at Law FM Radio. Twitter, the handle is at Law FM_radio. My personal Twitter account is at Gbola Oba, and my Facebook account is Gbola.Oba. For those who will want to call in when we start accepting calls, 070-322-77338. I repeat, 070-322-7738 or 090-9555-103. 090-9555-103. Those are the platforms to directly engage with us. Before we formally introduce our guest today, a bit of historiography, a bit of history. History of women organizing in colonial Nigeria. In the 1910s, women in Agbaja stayed away from their homes for a month in protest due to suspicions amongst them that some men had been secretly killing pregnant women. Their collective absence pushed village elders to take action to address their concerns. In 1924, 3,000 women in Calabar protested a market toll that was imposed by the colonial authorities. In southwestern Nigeria, there were other female organizations such as the Lagos Market Women's Association under Alimo Tupele Wura, Nigerian Women's Party, and Abeokuta Women's Union, famously that fella's mother was famously known for. There was also an elaborate system of women's market networks, which the Igbo and Ibibio women used to communicate information, to organize and coordinate during the revolt. Aba women's protest. The riot was a period of unrest in colonial Nigeria from November 1929 to January 1930. The protest broke out when thousands of Igbo women from Bende district, Umuahia, and other places in eastern Nigeria traveled to the town of Oloko to protest against the warrant chiefs, who were mainly creations of the colonial authorities, because historically and sociologically the Igbos never had kings, whom they accused of restricting the role of women in governance. The protest encompassed women from 6 ethnic groups: Igbo, Ibibio, Andoni, Ogoni, Efik, and Ijo. We will be wrapping it up with this epilogue. It was organized and led by the rural women of Owerri and Calabar provinces. The modus operandi of the protest involved sitting by the women. During the events, many warrant chiefs were forced to resign and 16 native courts were attacked, most of which were destroyed. It was the first major revolt by women in West Africa. In 1930, the colonial government abolished the system of warrant chieftains and appointed women to the native court system. These reforms were built upon by the African women and have been seen as a prelude to the emergence of mass African nationalism. if you are a woman or a young lady and you are listening to me this afternoon, your forebears did this even against the colonial master. You must find a way of asserting womanhood in this society, however challenging the circumstances may be. I believe you can do better. Do we have a guest online? I want to formally introduce our guest this afternoon. He is none other than the Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Lagos State Branch, or Lagos State Wing, or Lagos State Chapter, Hakeem Amode. Welcome to Power Corridor.
Thank you very much. Good evening, viewers. Our listeners. My name again remains Hakeem Amode.
Hakeem Amode, why is it difficult to locate PDP chieftains in this terrain? This is one of the most boisterous political centers in Nigeria, and yet and we are quite inclined to wanting to make sure that we are very balanced, and in getting PDP chieftains, one has to sweat like you are looking for diamond in the soil.
Are you referring to Lagos State PDP, or you are saying
Lagos State PDP, for God's sake?
You don't have to search before you find Lagos State PDP leaders. We are everywhere. Our secretariat is in Ikeja. We have a secretariat across the state, local government chapters across the state. So it is not difficult. And I can assure you and say this loud to every Lagosian listening. In every zone and ward of Lagos State, we have PDP members. So it is not difficult, but it is just that you are not looking at the right places. Thank you.
I will take that from you as a form of defense, but if you would want to listen to me as somebody who is a bit empathetic with the seemingly lackluster portraiture of the party in Lagos, maybe, just maybe, you people need to do more in the area of visibility. What say you to that?
Okay. Now, at this point in time, we cannot start the process of electioneering or campaign, I will say. So the visibility, and Lagosian knows that Lagos PDP is visible. But we cannot begin to campaign. In Ikeja alone, you have about 3 locations where you can find PDP that is bold, and it is around Ikeja, which is the capital of Lagos State, where we're supposed to be, and we are there. We're in every local government. And so other aspects of visibility that you may refer to, it is the campaign, and which we cannot do that at this point in time. So we will start our campaign. The presidential campaign starts September 28th, and then the governorship campaign starts in October.
For a man whose antecedents I know a bit of, and I know how creative they get to be in a place where you once lived in England, you don't have to literally be campaigning for your party to be in people's faces. You could pick ideas, you could trade issues, you could your party could be hard lambasting the incumbent administration. There are so many other ways that people can feel your presence. I put it to you, Mr. Amode, that your party is not doing that well enough.
My brother, I need you to Google my name and Google PDP. I have been on several radios in the past few weeks. I've been on radios. I've always been online. You can see me visible as a party representative, as a spokesman for the party. All you need to do is just Google my name.
If I were to be,
see what?
If I were to just falling down from Mars, how would you sell PDP to me now? Just the party, not campaigning for any candidate. Not what is PDP? How do you want Nigerians to perceive the party, especially the Lagos chapter of it?
Thank you very much for that question. This is the time Lagosians and Nigeria can say that the next party to form government in Lagos State is PDP. Because at this point in time, they have tested APC. 23 years of APC in Lagos State. What have we got for that? What have we gotten for that? I will tell you, I will give you specifics. In the past 23 years, we should be able to have a good drainage system in Lagos. The issue of flooding should no longer exist in Lagos because we have a party that has controlled the economy, that has controlled everything in Lagos State, but still they cannot solve this problem. So it shows that this party can no longer take us to the promised land. In 23 years, there's so much leakage in the system that the amount of money generated from internally generated revenue and the money got from the federal should be able to turn Lagos to Mecca or better than Dubai. But there's so much wastage in the system. PDP at this point in time coming with something new, something fresh, with a young man, somebody that have distinguished himself with the with the breath of fresh air coming into the politics and changing things for Lagosians. It is now time that Lagosians realize that we have somebody, Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adedin, aka Dendo, is now ready to take over the mantle of power to give us something fresh, something new. So it is not about campaigning, it's about telling Lagosians that the only party that can take Lagos to the promised land is PDP.
What would be your response to a cynic saying, the candidate or the jandor that you people have inherited from APC's grooming for over 20 years is like you don't even have a machinery to produce your own robust personage of a candidate? You have to be, you have to go and poach somewhere, or somebody has to birth at your port and use you people for his own political career. How would you respond to that?
First, I will say this to you categorically, that we have not poached anybody.
But he came from APC, and he's been in APC for more than 2 decades.
He came from APC, but the member of People's Democratic Party choose him at this point in time. So you are not going to say that we have poached him or he came from somewhere. But the point is this: he contested with other candidates of the other aspirants of the party. But at this point in time, the party felt that they needed somebody young, somebody different, somebody with a different idea, somebody who can deliver Lagos from where we are today. And then the membership of the party decided to pick somebody they felt is the right person at this point in time to deliver Lagos State.
So for you,
one single man who has continued to control the purse and the finances of Lagos State for the past 23 years.
So for you and other PDP stalwarts, is a case of the triumph of democracy. Wherever it comes from, it seems to have convinced you, and you people have invested your democratic vote or mandate on him, and you believe he could do the job that many of your other candidates in the last 4 or 5 cycles of election could not do.
In one case, you say that, but the other thing is that the membership of our People's Democratic Party, our members, felt this is the right man at this point in time. 4, 5 years, 10, 23 years ago, is different what we have today. where we are today, the Nigerian and Lagosian are asking for something different, and we're giving them something very, very different. So we're not going with the old ways of doing things because things are changing. The world is changing. So you need somebody who knows Lagos very, very well. An indigenous of Lagos who understands what it takes to to develop Lagos. So there's so many things that is wrong with Lagos State as it is as of now. But we need to look at our inner roads in Lagos State. What have we done with our inner roads in Lagos State? We have only come to develop the main road and then leave. APC have only come to do that in the past 3 years. If you go to Itire, see what is happening in Itire. If you go to Mushi, see what is happening in Mushi. If you go to Ojo, all of them are so messed up that there's nothing happening in the government other than right now the governor is just following one person across Nigeria, forgetting the job that is being employed to do by Lagosians. So we are putting somebody who don't have to take authority from somebody before he makes the right decision for Lagosians.
It is a tradition on this show to allow our listeners to call in case they start calling in and you don't get to hear what they've stated. I will try and do a recap for you to respond to some of the inquiries, questions, or commendations. Some may call to do that. Having said that, the number to call is 070-322-77338. 070-322-77338 or 090-9555-1039. 090-9555-1039. Those are the numbers to call. Mr. Amode, what are you people going to do differently this time in this cycle of election beyond your belief that the disillusionment of the Lagos electorate will be the vehicle to take you people to Alausa? There must be some strategies to this aspiration or hope. If there are no strategies to it, then it will border on delusion. What do you think?
The first is that, like I said to you earlier on, the breath of fresh air. In everything we do in Lagos, we will do differently. Look at our educational system. The governorship candidate of our party, with the party, will ensure that our kids, there will be no sons and daughters of the Lagosians.
Mr. Amode, I've got a caller for you. Caller, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Shino on the line, please.
Shino, where? From
Itoki.
Itoki. Where exactly is it Itoki?
It's near
Itoki
Ala.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah. I want to ask the man on special that if you remember Libya, am I right? Libya, when the Libyan people they scattered in Libya and Libya become nothing to say, and Gaddafi they killed the Gaddafi. The last. My question goes that if we have been giving a new idea to the government, and you are saying you are the one that you are bringing is not, the one on the ground is not a genuine one, and you are bringing your new idea, how do you know the one that you are bringing will be a real genuine thing?
Okay, thank you very much for making your point. I was not quite happy with the Libya example. We're not talking warfare here. We're talking democratic contestation. And Mr. Amode, to the best of my understanding, and the reason why we've invited him, apart from being the publicity secretary of PDP, is a Democrat. So any other person listening, wishing to participate, call us on 070-322-77338, 070-322-77338 or 090-9555-1039. 090-9555-1039. Mr. Amode, you want to respond to the last caller with a view to you just discountenancing the Libya allusion he made. I guess he got a bit too rich with his reference.
If I get you exactly right, I'm not sure if I understand what he's trying to say, but let me say this to you. Lagos State on its own is bigger than, economic-wise, is bigger than some other countries. It is how we manage Lagos. That is what others will see outside Nigeria. But it has shown to Lagosians and Nigerians at large that the 23 years of APC, they have not done something different. Now, look at the road from Orile to Badagry that has been ongoing for almost 13, 14 years. So if we are now saying that these people that have been in government for 23 years and that cannot complete a project for almost 15 years, or going to 14 years if I may say, but why do we then now to continue, why do we continue with the same government that has not improved our lives? It is the same thing that we have been seeing for the past 13, 14 years of this government that have been in power for 23 years in Lagos.
Mr. Amode, we have somebody who has sent in a tweet for you. Mr. Amode, what is the plan of the government of Jandor on Omonile and fees collection at bus stop around Lagos? What is the plan of the government of Jandor on Omonile and fees collection at bus stops around Lagos? That's a tweet from Olukoya Temitope.
Like I said earlier on, that what we're thinking is a breath of fresh air. So what that means is that everything we're doing, we're going to do differently. Omonile will be reigned to power. Will be reigned in, rather. Now, what I said earlier on, if you look in Lagos today,
you will raise Omoniles to power to further be intimidating.
No. Reign in.
Oh, you be reigned in. Okay.
Reign in.
I thought I had raised to power.
What I'm saying here is, please, let me finish.
Okay.
There are laws in Lagos. It is just because the government of the APC refused, because of what they are getting and the protection, they are using these Omonile people. You understand? Now, there are laws that
that is what you are alleging, and I have to respect it. Okay.
They refuse to enforce this law.
So
we will come and do things differently. Everything will change in Lagos. We will bring Lagos on board, and then they will see things differently. That the government of Dr. Adediran will be different. He's a young man who knows what it takes to manage
Mr. Hakeem Amode, Publicity Secretary, PDP Lagos Chapter. You want me to believe that as soon as Jandor emerges as the governor of Lagos, Lagos is going to be an El Dorado? That is what you are selling to me.
I'm not only telling that to you. I am telling you that is what will happen. That is what will happen.
And you
See,
don't.
Lagosians are tired of the same promises that they have made to Lagosians. And they have not actually done anything wrong. And they have only empowered themselves. Instead of empowering Lagosians, giving them good education, health services, good water. If you go to our waterways, you see the same thing. It is so dirty. What are we doing? I was on the water on the Etiosa few days ago, and I saw how dirty this was. This is a Lagos where we can improve all of this to give our people a new vision and then say to them that we're having something different and that we're going to open up all of this area for tourism so that Lagosians can begin to enjoy what it is to be living in Lagos. And then all these Agbero people that have done so much havoc to Lagosians, the money that Lagos has or the Lagosians, the Lagos government supposed to use to develop Lagos is going into some few people's pockets. It's not supposed to be so.
An average Lagos elector with a solid intellectual persona listening to you may be thinking, oh, this kind of romantic promises always end up in disappointment. Why can't this gentleman just speak to some practical policy programs they plan than the seeming delusion is selling that as soon as they come into power, Lagos is going to be nirvana? Would you think such a person is offbeat if somebody were to be thinking like that as an elector in Lagos?
Yes. Okay, it is right for them to think like that, but I would also say to them that this is going to be different, and because if you look at PDP, what we have done is to change the narrative and to tell people, see, this is who we are presenting to you, and that is one. Two is to say to Lagosians that we are coming with a better ideas and we are going to do differently, do things differently. But we are going to unveil before October. We are unveiling the blueprint, the roadmap.
You don't think
Dr. Abdulaziz Adedi? Oh, please hold on. So Dr. Abdulaziz Adedi plan for Lagosians, which will spell out everything from health sector to transport sector, from education. We will spell out everything in detail, and Lagosians will see what we have planned for them.
You have another tweet. You have another tweet from Adedeji Adegboyega. I stand to be corrected. The late Funshaw Williams was the only candidate in PDP that could have beaten and won the gubernatorial election in Lagos convincingly. And ever since PDP couldn't get it right, what could have been the reason? Question from Adedeji Adegboyega. Adedeji Adegboyega is basically telling you that ever since the untimely and unfortunate passage of Funshaw Williams, PDP has been lackluster candidate-wise, especially for the gubernatorial office. How would you respond to that?
I will tell the gentleman that is not correct. PDP have been winning election in Lagos State, and it's as a result of manipulation. Thanks to the beavers now that is coming on board, Lagosians will actually see their vote count. In the past, Lagosians' votes have not counted because of manipulation. Today we have seen what beavers have done in Osun and Ekiti.
So you are very hopeful this time. You are very hopeful this time that technology may be.
To also tell my brother that in 2014 or 2015, we won 6 members of the National Assembly and 8 members of the State Assembly. So that is to tell you that PDP is not just an ordinary party in Lagos. It's a party that is poised and ready at this point in time to take over government. And we're working so strategically to ensure that it's going to be a different ball game come 2023. And we're taking Alausa and we're winning the election by the grace of God.
And you are very confident on this in this electoral cycle that because of the infusion,
without no doubt,
you are so very confident, as most politicians tend to be before they get the TKO, and they start also making allegations, and or what would you say to that?
You need to ask Lagosians how they feel. What is Gary? How much is Gary being sold in the market today?
If you listen to us live,
please, my brother.
I want to make sure that Lagosians engage with you. Please permit me to engage. Let Lagosians engage with you. I don't want this to be Gbola Oba show alone. I want your people, the people you are speaking to engage with you. The telephone number to call, should you want to call live into the studio and engage with Mr. Amode, Mr. Hakeem Amode, the Publicity Secretary of PDP Lagos chapter, is 070 322 77338. 070 322 77338 or 090 9555 1039. 090-955-1039. Good afternoon, caller. Your name and where you are calling from, please.
Good evening, Mr. Gbola Oba. My name is Olota. I'm calling from Lagos Island. I'm calling from Lake Yard precisely now.
Mr. Amode is all yours.
Yes, sir. When the party comes in, because the problem we face in Lagos, one of the problems is one of traffic. From 4:30, 5:30, we're already queuing to join the Third Mainland Bridge from Ogudu. Sometimes from Bagada before we get to. So, I'd like to find out what will this party do differently, because we are tired of even their Papa gridlock has been on since, and we heard our governor saying we name and shame, we name. What is this head boy talking about? I mean, we should go into action and do the. Are they afraid of people, or are these people part of them? And the people parking on top of the bridges, they have not been able to do anything. So what is this party going to do differently? Or will it be...
Very much. Mr. Amode, the questions are lucid enough for you to respond to.
But I can respond.
Go ahead.
I can respond. Now, the problem we have is traffic management. All we need to do is to manage our road properly. And like I said, what APC government is doing is as a result of empowering these Agbero people. Most of the places where we have traffic in Lagos, it is as a result of what these people are doing on the road. It is for the government to have the will to do what is right by Lagosians. If you look at the same promises,
Mr. Amode, the calls are coming in now. Please, let's take this one, and I will let you respond to caller. Good afternoon or good evening. Your name and where you calling from? Oh, sorry, the line cut. Mr. Amode, how would you respond to the fact that an APC partisan would say, but we were the ones that initiated or innovated the creation of a special agency for the management of traffic last month before other states started replicating it? That they may want to say that they are now about completing the blue line from Oworo to Marina, and they are already at work putting infrastructure in place to speedily deliver the red line from Alakuko by Songwater toll gate to Ido. What would be your response to that?
Like I said earlier on, what is more important? It is for them to have done this 3 years ago, not as a result of when they now find out that the PDP government, the PDP candidate of a great party is now on their neck and talking about issues and letting them realize that this you should have done years ago. Now, imagine, like I said a few minutes ago, imagine being on a road for almost 14 years and trying to do this. The problem we have in Lagos is management. You set up a structure. Are they functioning properly? Do you have the political will to enforce all of the laws? Now, you take Okada out of service. Did you provide alternative for our people? What did you provide for these Okada people as a result
you would rather
make a daily living? Hold on, my brother. Please hold on. What do you provide for them to make their daily living? That is one. The Lagosian too. What are the alternative you provide for them as a means of transportation? And the PDP government that is coming on board will do things differently. That is what I'm telling you.
So you would rather allow the Okada, you would rather allow the Okada riders to just be functioning as the vehicular vermins they seemed to be when they were in most places, in most parts of Lagos, rather than controlling it, even at the expense of the security vulnerability that the phenomenon has brought into.
That is not what I said. I said they should provide alternatives.
Such as?
Now, if you're taking Okada people out of circulation, what is the alternative that you have provided for Lagosians?
What about the small buses they seem to be given to some locals in some areas that the Okada phenomenon used to proliferate? What about the small buses?
I'm glad you said some. Is it enough for our people to commute to work in the morning and afternoon or evening? That is what I'm saying. It is the management. I am not saying that you should return Okada against the security of Lagosians, but I'm saying that we should be able to manage this thing effectively. We have not done so.
And you believe that you people can do it better?
That is what I'm saying. You need to be able to manage and have a political will to do things right by Lagosians.
We've been holding a call down for you for a while. Caller, your name and where you are calling from. Good evening, please. Sorry about that. We kept the caller a while. I think the calls should call in. The calls are to be made to any of these numbers: 070 322 77338, 070 322 77338, or 090 9555 1039, 090 9555 1039. Mr. Amode, what specifically, and I don't want political speak now, and I know I'm talking to a gentleman who has once lived in better managed mega cities like London. Mr. Amode, what specifically would the PDP administration do differently in Lagos as regards the last caller's question of the traffic gridlock?
Okay. The first thing I said was management. Management of our roads are very, very important. We have the laws in place. Is this law being enforced? You understand? When you go to all of these major roads, go to Ikorodu Road, you will see all this downfall. With last month there, you will still see downfall people blocking access to expressway, dropping passengers. It is just lack of management.
Are you alleging complicity? Are you alleging complicity between LASMA?
Laws on our books.
Are you alleging complicity? Are you alleging complicity between LASMA operatives and some of the routers, commercial vehicle drivers?
Exactly, that's what it is. Because if you fly our roads regularly in presence of LASMA, you will see these people dropping passengers, picking passengers on the road. And that is what I'm saying, that it is lack of political will to ensure that road management is managed properly. There's no, the laws are there. All they need to do is to enforce it.
We are on the last
Why
stretch.
should you have somebody, hold on, why should you have somebody on the Ikorodu road coming to the road and collecting money daylight?
So you are telling the Lagos public that if your party were to emerge as the party of government after the 2023 gubernatorial elections, the phenomenon of agberos at bus stops would be a thing of the past?
By the special grace of God, we will manage our roads properly. We will manage our roads properly.
Are you specifically telling us?
It is as a result of some people benefiting from this, and that is why they have left our road to be in the same way it has been for the past few years.
Mr. Amode, no too much grammar. You are basically saying that there will not be room for the agbero phenomenon when your party comes to power post 2023 governorship elections.
By the special grace of God, like I said, we will do things differently.
I cannot engage you and not ask you one or two things about the unfortunate developments in your party at the national level. The lingering wicked grandstanding against your presidential candidate and the seeming mess that is causing. What is your position on the fact that the chairman of the board of trustees of your party is from the north, the chairman of the party is from the north, the presidential candidate of your party is from the north, and they want you to sell that party, especially the presidential candidate of the party, to people in the south? What is your take on that?
Thank you very much. There are two questions in one. The issue of Governor Wike is clear. It is political. And Governor Wike has said to anybody who cares to listen that he is not leaving People's Democratic Party. That is a member of People's Democratic Party that is not going anywhere. There is a political issue and will be solved within the family. And last week, committee is being put in place and they met and they're still talking. So there's progress. Issues will be resolved. In families, there are issues and then they resolve it. So this is a family issue that will be resolved. The issue of the national chairman is straightforward. It is very, very clear and it is straightforward. Now, I personally will tell you this for free. Now, if you remove the national chairman today, the national secretary too will have to go. Because you cannot have the national chairman and the national secretary. So that means that there will be a lot of rearrangement. If care is not taken, we will have to have a fresh convention, a mini convention, to be able to put all of this in place. It is not as easy as saying that the national chairman should.
So your party seems.
When you remove the national chairman, hold on. When you remove the national chairman, it means that you are ready to remove the national secretary, because everything we have to change. Because the national secretary, the national chairman cannot come from the same zone.
So from what you have said now, Mr. Amode, it does seem that your party has kicked his ball into a cul-de-sac of the sort, because
it will be resolved.
But it's lingering, and when something like this lingers, it kills the confidence of the people, the voters, who may want to vote for you. You don't think so?
No, Nigerians understand this better.
Perfect. They understand perfectly.
Nigerians understand that what is at stake for them now is about security. Who puts food on their table? Who makes sure their children go to school on time? Who gives them good health? Look at the rate of the dollar today.
And on that note, Mr.
Amode, it is more than a political issue. What we have going on in Nigeria today, Nigerians has never been like this before. So what we have today, it is so bad that some people cannot even afford.
Mr. Amode, on that note, let's wrap it up. It's been very interesting engaging with you. We are so glad that at least we have had the opportunity of giving you the chance to also state what your party intends to do. We, like I told you privately, we are obstinately going to be non-partisan, balanced, and fair to all political changes here. I could not get to ask you a question about the obedient phenomenon and how that may ravage your vote, both at the state or nationally. But we have some other times before the elections. Thank you, Mr. Amode, for being our guest.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. And we wrap up Power Corridor on Law 103.9 FM. Today, the 22nd day of August 2022. Power Corridor is a non-partisan platform for discussions aimed at gaining clarity, balance, and setting the right agenda for societal change. To join the conversation live anytime we are on air, you can indeed go and view the recording of the content that was streamed last or the past episodes at www.facebook.com/Law FM Radio. My Twitter account is at Gbola Oba. My Facebook account www.facebook.com/Gbola.Oba. It's always a pleasure to engage with you. Thank you.
This is Law FM 103.9.